Let's now take a look at the calendar module, which is closely related to the date time module. So back on the standard library, over here in data types, here is calendar, next one on our list. So yes, it creates like ranges of dates. It can print out entire calendars, and it works alongside the date time module. So it actually uses the functionality of the date time module to do some of its work. All right, as usual, let's import the calendar module. And just like all of the other modules, this will have type module. Now, so one thing you can do right at the bat, let's just press tab over here. There's quite a few things in here. I'm just going to go through a couple of them. PR month stands for printing out the month. So if you press Shift Tab Tab, you can print out the month. You just have to supply it the year and the month. So we'll say maybe 2022 and May, and I'll just print it out to the screen. So probably not going to use Python in order to do something like this, but you can actually print out any month and any year. Doesn't matter when it was. It'll print it out to the screen using this one. All right, let's move on. So let's say we want to actually get a list of dates between two dates. This is a little tricky, but you can still do it with the calendar module. One thing you're going to have to do is create an instance of the calendar class. So inside of calendar, there's this calendar class with capital C. So this will create an instance of this, and then you'll get even more functionality over here. Okay, so here's our calendar, cal, and if you press dot and tab, this basically generates, you can think of it as generating specific calendars with date times. One of them that does it is this month dates calendar. I know this is not something you would ever remember. I don't remember any of this stuff. If I have to use a module, I usually just look at the documentation, or I do a quick internet search to figure out how to use it. So I don't keep all of this stuff in my working memory. It's very hard to kind of reach into my memory bank and kind of remember these things that I rarely use. The idea is that I know that the standard library exists. I know that there's lots of functionality. I can remember some of the functionality that is there, and then I go from that knowledge and I figure out which library I want, and then pick out the module, or pick out the features in that module that will work in my program. All right, so for this, it's going to create dates for a particular month, so one single month. So I'll say 2022 and May. So what it does is it returns a list of lists of each week of the calendar. So it always returns a list of 7 dates. So here's that date time, again, date that we just talked about, right? So notice the first week it returns does not begin at May 1st. It begins at the start of the week, whatever the Monday was where May 1st occurred. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total weeks that it spans. And this is a way to just access a different, or just create this date range. Okay, so there's a lot more in the calendar module, but I just wanted to show you, its existence and how to use it a little bit.